Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Dr.griffs back again with another video. I mean, I guess this time it's not really a video per se. It's more like a podcast, or I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I get kind of tired of setting up the camera and making sure the background looks right. So I just want to try something slightly different, just talking and adding pictures later on in the post process. But if you've been following my channel for a while now, you might have noticed I made a couple different videos about my thoughts on Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan, or Shingeki no Kyojin, I'm not a Japanese major, I just, read the title a couple times, is a pretty phenomenal manga. What I like about it's when it first starts, you see, okay, boy is trapped in a world with giant monsters. Okay, he wants to kill all the monsters. It seems like a very straightforward plot, but then, it gets deeper and deeper, and fast forward 134 chapters, you're now at the crescendo of where Attack on Titan is. So in these last two chapters, last four chapters really, Eren has definitely crossed the line. He has stomped on, and I guess spoilers alert, if you saw the title and you're still listening to this, I guess you are caught up with the show, or you're looking at back from the past or from the future. Anyways, spoiler alert, Eren has released the rumbling, and Isayama does a great job at showcasing the realities of Eren's decision, as well as previously he showcased how that decision is tearing Eren apart. I believe a couple chapters ago he broke down and was crying to a kid saying, "Yo man, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." And the kid didn't speak his language. He was like, I don't know what you're saying right now, but okay, thanks for saving me earlier. And then fast forward, you see that same kid get stomped out by one of the giant titans that Eren has released. So Eren, he went past the line. Like, there's no going back at this part, unless there's some type of time travel, But Eren, he has definitely crossed the line. It's difficult to say he is a hero, or he's a good guy or a bad guy, but he's definitely not as straightforward as a protagonist as a Naruto or a Ichigo, someone who's like, or a Goku. Goku's like, I never want to kill my enemies. Frieza kills people in front of him. Frieza blew up his best friend. Frieza killed Vegeta. Frieza killed his whole race of people, and Goku still was like, yeah, I'll give you some energy so you can fly off the planet. You ain't getting that type of energy with Eren. Eren said, listen, y'all are after my people. I tried to hear you out. I go to your country. I tried to see if you will forgive us, but you and all the rest of the world said that we need to be exterminated. So this is the stance I'm going to take. And I think that's what the real beauty of Attack on Titan is. Like, it's very difficult to say, oh, that's the good guy, that's the villain, that's the bad guy. I think Naruto also did a good job at creating characters that were more complex and weren't that black and white. Like, you had Pain. Everyone knows his speech about, if I give pain to the world, and everyone experiences pain, that'll unite people, yada yada. Madara, his plan was, I don't want people to go through the trauma that I did, so I'm gonna put you all in the dream reality so you no longer feel pain, and you can live your best life in this dream world. Those were very complex, not just bad people. I guess there were like the Orochi. Well, Orochimaru, he was more like a scientist trying to get evolution. He wasn't really like a bad guy. I think only really Hidan and maybe there weren't really bad people on Earth. They were ninjas, so they had their missions and whatnot, but they weren't really just like, okay, that's a deplorable person. At least I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Not everybody made perfect decisions. Like Deidara, he was basically a terrorist. So I guess he was the worst villain. He was just bad for the sake of being bad. He didn't really have a complex story. He was just like, I'm an artist. My art is explosions. That was his character. You know what I'm saying? So Naruto really, for me, was one of the first shows that I can remember, first popular shows that really had really complex bad characters. Itachi was supposed to be the worst of the worst, killed off his family for power, then you find out he did to stop the Civil War and all that. So, there's very profoundly deep characters in Naruto. In Dragon Ball Z, there was no complexity at all. Frieza was just like, yeah, I just want to be the world conqueror or the universe conqueror. Majin Buu, I mean, do you even know what his goals were? It was just straight chaos. Cell, he wanted to be stronger, so he wasn't really evil. He just kind of just want to get stronger, off the top of my memory. But Attack on Titan kind of spins all that on his head because, there isn't. You can see why Rainer broke the wall, or I guess the Class of Titan and Rainer broke the wall in the first couple chapters. You can see why Annie did this stuff. Even Zeke's plan, even though I definitely am not on Zeke's plan, but I get it. He said, listen, this way, if you euthanize them, they will not be able to have more children and they'll die out peacefully versus, getting bombed or killed. I could see how that is a very peaceful alternative compared to what Eren is doing. But what Eren is doing also makes a lot of sense. He said, I love y'all. These are my people. Y'all were against us since day one. Why would I even try to create peace with y'all or see if y'all are with it? But y'all were completely against it. This is the only choice I can make. So Eren's plan, albeit very destructive and something I couldn't see myself doing, it makes a lot of sense, and that's the beauty of Attack on Titan. It's difficult to point at someone and be like, oh, they made a bad choice. Oh, they made a good choice and everything like that. I think Isayama did a phenomenal job with the writing of his characters and his world, because there's no clear, the Eldians are the good guy, the Moralians are the bad guys. It's just peopling and going back and forth and making decisions that the generations that come after them will go through and, I guess, experience. This new day and age of heroes and villains are quite different from, I guess, the past. Like Freddy Krueger, he killed people just to kill people. I mean, I think he was burned or anything like that. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even watch scary movies like that. But when you grew up, you watch some scary movies, and that guy is really just a bad guy to be a bad guy. But over the last couple of years, you've really been seeing a development of why is the villain a villain? Why is the bad guy a bad guy? I believe Wisecrack actually made a video about the evolution of villains and how Thanos, he killed half the population because he's trying to extend the resources for everyone else and everything like that. He said overpopulation, yada, yada, yada. He could also probably just snap double the resources, but that's besides the point. Killmonger, he was like, yo, I'm trying to help the people that are oppressed by society, the black people that are oppressed by society, and you, Wakanda, you with all your vast resources, where were y'all at when I was in the hood? He makes a compelling argument. You can see why he chose his path. And I think Eren Yeager, I think he is a phenomenal villain as well, because he's definitely a villain to the people who got stomped on, the people who feel like, they gotta jump off a cliff to save themselves and being stomped on. He's definitely a villain to them, but to his people in Paradise Island, to some of his people on Paradise Island, he's a hero because he's putting their interests first. I just think Attack on Titan just does a phenomenal job at making you ask, well, what would you do if you were in that situation? Ever since I've seen Eren's Dilemma, I keep going back and forth with what is the decision I would make? I think perhaps I might try to maybe stomp out a base or two and maybe make a wall around different countries so they wouldn't think to attack because they're being fear that I could turn the wall Titans back into Titans and everything like that. Maybe I'll just try to rule through fear versus genocide. I think that's a decision I would probably try to make if I was in their position. But it's a phenomenal way to tell or to create a main character. Because a lot of these main characters are flawless, or they always seem to have the moral upper hand, and I would not do this. Batman might break someone's legs and send them in a coma, but he won't kill them. You know what I'm saying? So that makes him morally more correct than a Joker. I mean, he definitely is more correct than Joker. But you get what I'm saying, right? Batman, he has these things of there's a boundary that he won't pass. And Eren, I don't know, I guess the boundary he won't pass is taking away the freedom from his friends, because he's willing to look like he's trying to kill his friends. I mean, Sasha died, not necessarily because of him, but kind of because of him. Hange definitely died protecting them to get, off the island. So Eren, even his friends aren't necessarily a boundary he wouldn't pass to create his goal. So I think Eren's an interesting character. Who is your favorite anime villain? Is Eren a villain? Do you think he's not a villain? If so, why not? Let me know if you want me to make more content like this. I think I will regardless, because it's very easy for me. I can just talk to the mic, and I don't have to set the camera up. I could be in my pajamas and whatnot. So this is a cool way to make a video, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, let me know how you feel about this, and what should Eren have done? Knowing all the stuff that you know now, I know the chapters or the show isn't done yet. It looks like he's going for the, unite the world in fear against me, so my friends will kill me and they will no longer fear my friends. That's an interesting way to end the story, but what I'm saying? What would you do if you were Eren? That's my main question. And is Eren a phenomenal villain, or is he a hero? What do you think? All right, let me know. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and all that good stuff.